Time now for the Educated Retirement Show with your host, Jay Kaplan. Jay discusses reverse mortgages and can answer your questions at 951-922-3532. Call lines are open at 951-922-3532. And now, here's Jay.
Yep, here's Jay. Jay Kaplan, by name anyway. A lot of other things that people call me, but we won't get into that because that'll take too long. It'll take up the whole show. Let me remind you, 951-922-3532 is the call-in. Call in, 951-922-3532, if I can make it sound like Sean does. Anyway, welcome back to the Educated Retirement Radio, where I hope you've missed me the way I've missed you for the last week. We are here on KMET 1490 and worldwide on the web, both audio and video. And this is where we're going to contemplate retirement, how to best prepare for said retirement, and how to best stay happily repaired. Okay, well, if there's something needs repaired, let's do it. But how about happily retired? So, we had Phil Walker last week. That was really good talk. We're going to do a little more housekeeping. Remember I said we're going to have some sessions on housekeeping. Now, I can't figure out how what I'm going to tell you about today has anything to do with housekeeping unless we want to refer to a mop or the mop that's on the top of my head. You see on those pictures, the still pictures, I have dark hair. And you see on the moving pictures that I am all white, or as we like to call ourselves, silver. Those pictures are not that old. I've actually lost weight since then, but, things are sagging more anyway, just because, whatever. The only reason my hair looks dark on there is because when those pictures were taken, my hair was wet. I just put water on my head, right? When I put water on my hair, it looks dark. And I think maybe it's because there's a little bit of pigment down inside. When you make it wet, it reflects better. So, no, I do not wear hair coloring if that's what you're thinking. And no, the pictures aren't that old. Now, I've been told I would do better business when if I had darker hair, but I don't like that idea. Not at all. And, so be it. So here I am. So today we're going to be joined by another repeat offender, Randy, who represents One Heart Caregivers. And we're going to talk more about what to look for and how to prepare for care, including others and ourselves. We're also going to look at how to stay busy, because I think that has to do with happiness and health and longevity. So please call, email me, or visit www.drheckham.com or theeducatedretirementradio.com. Or just email me, bestloantoday@gmail.com, bestloantoday@gmail.com, 866-955-2233, 866-955-2233. Take your pick if you want to be 66, 55, 22, or 33. We're going to keep the 95 and 86 out of it for right now. Remember, knowledge is power, and therefore, when it comes to the Heckham or reverse, know the facts. Please compare the numbers. It's much too important an issue to ignore, and you certainly do not want to eliminate it based on not understanding it fully. Remember that equity availability programs like this, or the reverse, when I say this, I mean the Heckham, if you still want to call it reverse. Anyway, it's not a belief system. It's not religion. It's just math. So the flexibility and security it gives is much more than even just math. So there. Take a minute, do what you need to do. I suggest, coming over and saying hello to me. Also, take a look at the website. There's so much information there. And the gateway also to the YouTube channel where you'll find all the shows. And today, hang on, because we are going to visit the Tooth Fairy with John Turturro. on the set of Lust for Life with Vincent Minnelli, who talks about what a love letter to Hollywood really is. So there. Now, my day job. I gotta admit, I got a day job. I am a loan officer at the Loan Source, and my National Mortgage Licensing System, NMLS number is 384565. I also work under the umbrella of the Department of Real Estate, although I do not sell real estate. 792630. We believe in challenging the status quo. Families and people need to be active, not reactive. And we're here to make friends and expand our network. So today, what is today? It is National Tooth Fairy Day. Now, originally, the tooth thingy was an animal, so it wasn't a fairy to begin with, but it was an animal, but it evolved into the fairy image we think of today. The procedure was done. Now, I'm going to read this, and I don't understand it, but it's not the only thing I don't understand. It was done to spare the child hardship in the next life. Would make more sense if it was to spare hardship as an adult or later in life when he got his real teeth in, but that's what it says. In history, the traditions of what to do with that tooth is throw it into a fire or the sun. That would be quite an arm. Throw it backwards between the legs, I guess like hiking a football. Have it swallowed by a pet or your mother. Time or two, I remember swallowing it myself, so I guess that was a real jip. Never got paid for those. Anyway, I don't know what you got. I used to get like 25 cents maybe. I think as I got a little older, it was 50 cents. The average take in this country per tooth is $3.70, and that translates to $74 per mouth. So thinking of that 25 cents, remember the cent sign? When I was typing some of this out to think of it, I almost started looking for that. What was it, like a C with a line through it? I started looking for that on the keyboard. There's no such thing. There hasn't been in many, many years. Wonder if that has to do with inflation or what, but so be it. Let's also keep looking for a break. Let's do that right now. And we'll give it back to Sean for a short time. Thanks for being here, and please stay here. Bye-bye. Hello, I'm saying hello to Danny Luna, who's watching on Face, whatever it is, and Terry. So, but they know where to find it, the whole thing. Welcome back to the Educated Retirement Radio here on our home planet. 1490 KMET AM radio, the mighty Met. And remember, theeducatedretirementradio.com, drheckham.com. I got a bunch of other names for the URL. Goes to the same place, but we don't want to get too involved here. Make it simple. Call me, 866-955-2233, 866-955-2233, or just email at bestloantoday@gmail.com. And why do you want to do that? Because you want to know more about the choices you really have. You can't make up an educated mind to get an educated answer without knowing what's out there. And I've got a team of experts that can help financial, real estate, all different types of lending, attorneys. Anyway, all of us can help you. So make use of this team. Call it your team, your household board of directors. And we can send you to whoever we would like to recommend, never an obligation. So it's Vincent Minnelli's birthday today, who popped into our world in 1903 and zoomed out in 1986. Now, he was married to Judy Garland for a short time, and that produced Lisa Minnelli. He was a window dresser and photographer before directing such films as American in Paris, which won Best Picture Award. Let me sidetrack. You know how I was telling Sean, reminding him how well I can focus. I'm all over the place. But when I think of American in Paris, I also think of Singing in the Rain, because that's kind of like a sister film, right? And so many similarities, like, the long ballet piece in both. But I would like to know why Vincent Minnelli was not a part of that one. Let's see, 1986 now. Okay, just checking. Now, speaking of As We Were, I think for a couple of weeks in a row, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is supposed to be a love letter to Hollywood, which I don't agree with at all. I think it's more of a boring time in Hollywood and a contrived one. But Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, is not what Singing in the Rain to me. That is a love letter to Hollywood. Those of you that have seen it know exactly what I'm talking about. It includes movie history, even used music from the era it was portraying, which was the early talkies. And, I also love the fact that it showed Debbie Reynolds on screen singing for Gene Hagen on screen. And in turn, it was Betty Noyes, Noyes, dubbing for Debbie Reynolds off screen. So, it was movie history, and it was about making movies. For me, maybe the best love letter to Hollywood type thing about Hollywood, about making movies, was The Player, Robert Altman's masterpiece, if you don't mind me saying. And what we're doing is we watch the intricacies and drama, both business and personal, affect people as they make that movie. The thing is that the movie they're making is actually the movie that you're watching. To me, that was pure magic. There's a few others also, like Day for Night, Truffaut, 8.5. And, let's get back to Minnelli. He also did some other films like Lust for Life. And, we've talked quite a few times about Lust for Life. And, basically Kirk Douglas. My wife found this for me. I didn't even know I had it anymore, but so be it. I do have it. So he also did Gigi, for which he won Best Director. The Bad and the Beautiful, also with Kirk Douglas. And Bad and the Beautiful, I left off the other list about love letters to Hollywood, but here is another one, a real one. So for those people who really want to see love letters to Hollywood from people who really love it, take a look at it. Frank Gehry popped out in 1929, and as a child, he built small cities out of scraps from his grandpa's hardware store. Now, that would be like, what is that, Sim City or something like that today? Anyway, he won awards around the world. Many, many, many buildings around the world, including the Guggenheim Museum in Spain, not to be confused with the Guggenheim in New York, done by Frank Lloyd Wright. And those two guys got together and worked together on the Hollywood Bowl, which would have been nice to have in a Hollywood movie. Anyway, he also did a place called the Dancing House in the Czech Republic, which is really crazy looking, and I would recommend you take a look at it on the internet, the Dancing House. And also, of course, closer to home, Walt Disney Music Hall. John Turturro popped out in 1957. And to me, he is simply nothing more or less than Barton Fink. Okay, Barton Fink, the Coen brothers from 1991, perhaps still maybe my favorite Coen brothers film. And that just might be because it was the first one. I saw it even before Blood Simple. So John's been appeared in over 60 films and has worked mostly with the Coen brothers, Adam Sandler, Spike Lee, Tarantino also. Tarantino. Torturo, excuse me. My apologies, John. Torturo also starred in Disney Pixar Cars too. When I see a film with his name on it, I know there's something different about it, and I'm probably going to like it. He was also, of course, one of the main three characters in Brother, Where Art Thou? One of the main three in this one, which is The Big Lebowski, of course. And one of his first, if not his first, was Raging Bull. So there. So on that note, we're going to take a look one more time at my phone number. See that? I'm going to blow my whistle for Danny, who's watching, who gave it to me, and we're going to take us a break. Hang in there, please. That's my favorite music for the show. Thank you. Welcome back to the Educated Retirement Radio here on 1490 KMET, AM radio, and all sorts of internet, everywhere. We're going to get to Randy in a minute. I'm just going to finish up my normal stuff, which I even mentioned about in the introduction. So I better finish it about this day in history. And then we'll get right on to Randy. In 1883, I don't think Randy or I or Sean were alive. I don't think. I guess I'd be the closest. The first vaudeville theater opened in the United States in Boston by a guy named Benjamin Franklin Keith. Fresh off his success in traveling circuses, he also founded a curio museum and opened the Bijou Theater in Boston for variety. I have a real live Bijou Theater picture I signed, and I have a picture of it. Goes back, way back. It's hanging on a wall, and I will include it on the video for this. So anyway, this Bijou Theater was open 8 to 12 hours a day so that it was available for most people at any time, even those coming or going from work. And following this success, other theaters like theater chains such as that of Marcus Lowe opened up. And of course, today we've got, the Lowe theaters got huge. The People's Vaudeville Company, founded in 1904 and developed into huge Lowe's theater chain. So that's what Lowe did, the People's Vaudeville.